curses with curses. So maybe that is how they are translating this small detail from JJK into the game. Damage can only be dealt with special moves, aka curse techniques. And when you take that into consideration and remember that this game is being primarily built as a 2v2, that becomes even crazier. But before we even start to think about that, you have to understand just how unique they are making each one of these characters. It's not just their curse techniques, it's not just the passive buffs that change, they are building entirely unique gimmicks for each one of them. We've talked about Itadori before. He's very straightforward. He's a brawler who likes to get in close and deal heavy damage. I bet he's not going to have a ton of ranged attacks, but he's going to get a speed bump from his passive, which allows him to get in closer much faster and much easier. Gojo, on the other hand, is a character that will have projectiles, and very big projectiles at that. Paired up with his invincibility, he's going to feel like an absolute god in this game. But game balance is still their concern. To balance out Gojo, what they're going to do is make these huge attacks take longer to activate. And because now we have a cursed level to worry about before you can get your passive buff, then Gojo is just going to take longer to build that cursed energy. So he will be powerful, yes, but attacks are slower and it will take longer for him to reach that state. Now, since the game revolves around cursed energy so much, what does that mean for Maki? Well, instead of having a cursed gauge level, she will have a physical level. They don't really explain how that's different, so maybe it's not. Maybe it works the same as the cursed gauge, but has a different look to it. What we do know is that her playstyle is going to revolve around using various curse tools, so I think we can assume that she'll also be in close range fire. Panda, on the other hand, very different character. By leveling up your cursed energy, Panda can go from Panda mode into Gorilla mode, which from what I understand is just stronger than Panda mode. He gets a boost to both his attack and his defense. As far as I know, there's no upside to playing Panda when you have Gorilla available, which makes him an install character. That means a character that has access to a transformation once you reach a certain point in the match, and that transformation is nothing but beneficial for you. Toga uses her speech in the show, and in the game, that's translated as a ranged ability. So he's the second character with ranged ability so far. It's him and Gojo.
I love
We'll talk about Nagara soon. According to the scan, he's going to have big range, and the cursed speech is incredibly strong. But if you use it too much, you will start to gain damage on yourself. It's the dry throat. That's how they interpreted it. It's one of those characters that's really, really powerful, but that power comes at the cost of your own health bar if you can't manage your stuff correctly. And if you think that's crazy, wait until you hear about Sukuna. Oh, right now, according to this Bandai tweet, Sukuna wields heavy, indiscriminate blows regardless of friend or foe. And this is why I wanted to explain character gimmicks before you think about what all this means for a 2v2 setting. Sukuna is actually capable of friendly fire. And you can see it right here. This technique is hitting 3 characters. One of them is for sure your ally. I don't know which one. But at the same time, not every attack in this game will deal damage, so if you're the Sukuna player, that's something that you can probably manage. If you have friendly fire...
Bro, I want to try Alexis, I'm not letting me, bro. Wait, it might... Yeah, wrong website, bro.